cultural historian, hip-hop savant, entrepreneur. Akil Redhead has been serving the Scarborough community for years to come, inspiring a generation of youth that come from impoverished beginnings, instilling the values of principle, hard work, and dedication. Akil rises from a place of struggle and continues to give back to the youth and the community. Generational ties is what we call it. This is a culture conversation. Hey, what's up, world? Checking in on episode 5 of A Culture Conversation. I'm your host, TGQ. We're here with a special guest, one of my OGs, man, from the Scarborough community, cultural historian, leader of the youth culture, my guy, Akil, man. What's up with you? How you doing?
Right?
Yes, sir, man. So, first and foremost, bro, we want to say thank you for tapping in with us on our, our platform, our podcast. We like to kind of highlight important leaders in the community and people that kind of served as a reputable figure for the black men in youth, in sports, and culture in general. So, we want to kind of, take some time to give you your flowers for what you've done, how you serve the community, man. So first and foremost, we're going to check in with you, how you been and how you adjusting to life in COVID.
I'm good, to be honest. COVID, I haven't really seen a change at all. I'm just doing me every day, bro. For the most part, I'm alone a lot of the time anyways.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing, you know what I'm saying? Go to work, shopping, whatever I have to do, you know what I'm saying? For daily living. So I haven't really, you know me already, man.
Yeah, it's crazy because like for a lot of people that don't know, you're like, low maintenance guy. You're just, kind of just day by day, brick by brick. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
I've known you since I was like 8, 9 years old. So to kind of see you where you're at now, bro, you only get better with age, bro. So I want to kind of tap into the importance of how you were serving the community from a young age. Obviously, you had an opportunity to kind of volunteer at the Scarborough YMCA. So just talk about that experience and how you served as a leader to like the young youth like myself.
For me, I don't know, you're familiar with Patrick Williams?
Nah.
So P, that was like when I started going to, you just mentioned the Y. So
crazy. Patrick went to Rock. He coached.
Yeah,
okay,
you know
okay,
P.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
you know P.
Yeah, shout out to Patrick.
So I started going to Y when I was like 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Patrick was what I represented, I guess, to you guys. That's what Patrick was.
Wow.
Since I was a kid. So when I started going there, he was like the coach, mentor, or whatever, big brother, however you want to put it. Him and a couple other people, Kenny, Jason. So his approach to teaching helped me a lot. So through him, I realized how important, like, teaching is one thing, but the manner in which you teach, I realized how important it is, because he was so it's sophisticated the way he taught basketball. Like, it wasn't just your basic do this, do that. Like, the footwork, everything was so technical, and it helped me. So as I got older, naturally, being a basketball player, seeing like you guys start to come up and stuff, I started seeing the things that he would correct in me. So I wanted to, I guess it's just the influence mainly came from that. Mm-hmm. And then from there, me being a part of that, it just naturally, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I looked up to him a lot, you know what I'm saying? So it was just me taking that and then imitating it and presenting it in my own way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it's like kind of the circle of life, like paving it forward.
Yeah.
So he kind of served in full circle, because when I went to Ryerson, I actually got a chance to meet him. And
That's my guy.
He was on the basketball side, so it's so crazy that you say his name and we're all kind of within the same tribe.
Nah, P, listen, I can't even, if we start talking about P, we'll be here forever, man. Like, his influence, and it's not just me, like a lot of the dudes too, you don't even realize. Yeah. He had an influence on them too, so wow, crazy. Yeah, so talk about kind of your upbringing, growing up on the east side, with your friends or whatever in your respective neighborhoods. It's regular, Scarborough, East, obsessed with basketball. I want to be Michael Jordan when I grow up. Mm-hmm. Rap music, it was typical. It was me and my mom. eventually my stepfather came, but it was me and my mom for the most part. I just actually met my pops 3 years ago, February, for the first time. Actually, he was around for like the first 4 years of my life, but he wasn't really around. So I actually just reconnected with him 2018.
Yeah.
So for the most part, just with my mom's school. You know how it is already with your moms, you know what I'm saying? My mom doesn't play no game, she still don't.
Yep.
And I don't know, there's nothing really special I think about my upbringing. Family,
Yeah.
it's regular, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I was a bad kid or a good kid. I was just like in the middle, like did a little stuff here and there, but I didn't go too far, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what was the culture like in terms of like, you know, the gang culture, obviously the street culture, like how is it different from like what you see now? You know, because it's a different era.
The 90s. It was the same, but except now it's a bit more turned up. I was young though. So in the 90s, I was like a preteen, teenager. So it might have been worse than I thought, and I just didn't know. Like we knew little stuff, but you're a kid, so you hear stuff and you're talking about this. You hear about the boys in blue and this. We used to call it turf. So you know how we have blocks now, like this block versus this block. We used to call it turf when we were younger. What turf is he from? But I was so focused on basketball, like you're involved, but you're not really involved. You know what I'm saying? You have your friends and your cousins, but I was like, I really wanted to be I thought I was going to the NBA. Like,
yeah, so talk about basketball being that tool or the power of sport to kind of get you outside your environment. Like, what are some things that you use from that game to kind of like transcend to your life, you know?
And it's funny you say that because Patrick used to always say use the game to mirror life. You know what I'm saying? He always used to say that. So he taught us basketball from a mental aspect. So he used to always tell us that not only that basketball mirrors life, but basketball is 90% mental and only 10% physical. So when I was young, I didn't understand that. Or, you know, sometimes adults talk and you're like, come on, man. Like, you know.
Yeah, what's this guy talking about?
He always has some deep.
The gems, yeah.
But nah, like it's real. It's all mental, majority of it. You know what I'm saying? There's people in great shape, but they don't have this. We see it all the time. Draft busts, or people are nice, then they get contracts and they get comfy. But then you have people that transcend that. It's Floyd Mayweather's and Kobe's and stuff. Floyd Mayweather's not physically the most, you know, the most developed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In his field. But this, you can't it's not a fluke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kobe, Mike, now we have LeBron. You know, people don't even give like Steph Curry and these guys credit. In the NBA, even like a guy like Melo, for example, I don't like the slander he gets. You know how hard it is to like kill for 1 or 2, have like a little 2-year run in the NBA? Anybody, to me, that's had at least 10 years to where they're like one of those dudes, you can't, you know, that's difficult.
Yeah,
so even like we always talk about the Kobe's and the Jordan, but like the Jason Kidds and all these guys, these dudes, that's another level, you know what I'm saying? And back to what you said originally, it's this.
Yeah,
to me, that's what separates. So now I try to I still focus on the physical, it's important, but the mental.
Yeah, and you talked about earlier the importance of like, you know, obviously, you know, now you can kind of go to the gym and play with the young boys and you can kind of like beat them off of intelligence. So how does that kind of play to your advantage now?
Maybe not right now because I haven't played ball in so long.
Yeah.
But it's just experience. When you're young, you exert energy that you don't necessarily need to exert to get the job done all the time. When you're older, you assess more and you examine things a bit more. And after you do that, then based on your examination, then you decide how you're gonna attack things. When you're young, you're just wild and you can just do it because you can do it. You know what I'm saying?
Reckless, yeah.
I can jump, I can run, I can dribble. When you're older, you just want to get the job done and you appreciate doing it as neat as possible. You don't have to do all of that. So I think at this point in my life, and it's not just sports or anything, but anything, how can I accomplish the same goal without giving so much? You can save that energy and put it towards something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, you talk about now you being, well, you was always the OG, even for the young ones coming up, but that pivotal moment where you got to kind of pass the torch, and like that pass the torch moment. So for you personally, like, how did you experience that? Was it like Patrick kind of passing you the torch at one point in time? When did you know that you were next in line to be, you know, that leader for the youth in the community?
Honestly, it was one of those things, like when you guys were coming up and I kind of took that position, it was one of those things where I just kind of looked around and there was naturally, I'm not going to be the person to like step out and want to be the leader. I don't even like something like this. This is off the strength because we're family, but usually, you know me already. I don't really want to sit in front of the camera and all that, but if it's needed, I'll do it. So when you guys were coming up, I was like, who's gonna funnel them or to the right direction, or who's gonna show them certain things that somebody showed me, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't really see anybody around, so it kind of just fell. It was just needed at the time when you guys were coming up in that space, you know what I'm saying? So I just took it on, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's crazy because, you know, like I said, you don't really understand what that kind of does to people at that moment.
Yeah. I was young too.
You get what I'm saying?
So I didn't realize.
Yeah, but like now you're in high school now and you're going to college, and now you see the same kids that you once looked up to, or you were looking up to somebody else, and then now you got to kind of like set the good example. You know, so like you doing that kind of like inspired me to, like, no matter how good I was in sport, to kind of go back down and do the groundwork and on the front lines with the kids, you know, because like I said, they're the future. And I've been known that from like even when I was young. Like I wanted the kids after me to be better than I was.
Better than you were.
Because our struggles shouldn't be their struggles. You get what I'm saying?
But the thing is, you're equipped to do that because it's kind of like correcting your own errors, because you could see you have another prototype coming up and you're like, oh, I remember I was in that same position. I went this way, but because you can't go back and change the things that you've done, but you could take those lessons and, you know, give it to somebody else that's coming up and that's in the same position. Yeah. So it's just one of those things, man. Like, it's not for everybody. It's not even something I was 100% comfortable with, but, you know, I was young. I was still a kid too, bro. 18, 19, you know what I'm saying? But it's just in me, you know? It was just, I don't know. Yeah,
that's why I said, bro, like, you're one of God's favorites, man, because, like, bro, I'm telling you, man, for you to be at that space, like I said, you was doing your own thing outside of the Y. We don't know that Saturday, like, what that Saturday meant for us.
And it got big.
You get what I'm saying? Like, and I don't really see a lot of people doing stuff like that now. Like, there's no really leaders stepping up. There's not a lot of programs, obviously pre-COVID, but like where the youth can kind of come. Like the YMCA was like a place of congregation from people from different areas in the Scarborough community to come under one roof, one common goal, sports, leadership, all these great things.
And it was just, the energy was good.
Yeah, man.
The energy was good, man. We had some, you know, the thing is too, when you say it, like, I'm thinking about it now, that's something like we created, like.
Yeah, for real.
So, you know, getting to a certain age, because like I said, I was a kid back then. I created something from scratch. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was ghetto, like we only had colored, we didn't have proper jerseys and all that stuff, but we created something that like went on and on and on. So even now, at my age right now, I'm 36, I can look back to that and say, yo, I created something. Yeah. So that can help, that can motivate me, like, that can motivate me going forward. If I ever, you know, sometimes you get down on yourself and you feel like, you know what I'm saying? But until you just said it, I didn't even think like, wow. Because when you guys come to me and you guys say these things, I don't know how to react. Yeah, bro. I'm telling you, man, like, yo, I tell my sister all the time, like, me taking Jay-Z's lyrics and now putting it into storytelling in my career, bro, it's coming from you, bro. You're putting me on game, Death Before Dishonor, when I'm 9 years old. So when I'm talking about having loyalty for my friends that I grew up with and standing for something and having a declarative stance, bro, Black nationalism, bro, that comes from you. You get what I'm saying? You don't really take it in, but that's what it is. You know what? Because this is just, I guess it's just me, so I'm not really.
Yeah, you're not really.
We're grown now, so even though, you know, you're my young boy and everything, but I respect you guys as men now, so you're my peer. So I'm not when you guys keep saying this stuff, I'm not I naturally don't know how to take it, but
yeah.
you know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
man.
I appreciate it too. I
Yeah,
appreciate it
for
too,
real.
you know
And
what I'm
it's
saying?
like, you know, even I remember like with the league, like man used to get the phone calls. That's like you going to the draft.
Yeah.
Like, yo, you've been selected #1 to
Yeah,
team, right?
we try to make it fun for you guys
Yeah,
too.
bro.
We try to make it fun for you guys, and you know, I don't know if you remember, like we had all-star games, came to my crib, and
Yeah.
I'm a little kid buying party-sized pizzas, 19. I'm living with my mom's.
Yeah.
Yo, mom, I got like 30 kids or whatever. Can we come and do stuff like that? So
Yeah, bro. And that's what I'm saying. You don't know. You look back at it now and you just see the good, genuine intention there, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's kind of bittersweet because I feel like now in Scarborough, there's not a lot of people that have those same values, intentions, hearts, like that come from like good holistic places. And I feel like because that's a place where a lot of people have personal shortcomings, they got their own healing to do. So it's hard for them to come humbly and like serve, you know what I'm saying?
Well, to add on to what you're saying, look at the crime and stuff. I mean, to me, that's not a fluke. Based on what you just said, and then looking at like the condition of the city, what's going on with the young boys, I personally don't think that's a fluke. You know what I'm saying? They're connected because if there's no programs and there's nothing to, you know, a lot of this stuff is like insecurity. When you're out there and you're trying to create a certain persona and all that, and you're doing certain things, it's because a lot of these dudes are insecure, bro. If we're gonna be 100% real with it.
Facts.
All the tough, all that 24/7, you know what I'm saying? But if you have something to build up people's esteem, to build up their esteem as youths and to make them feel like same thing, the draft call, and just you look forward to that. If you have nothing to look forward to, you're gonna find something. And a lot of the time when you go in the street and you're looking for something, you're not gonna find anything holistic, right? So I don't think it's a fluke, bro.
Yeah, and we could talk about different elements. Like I feel like music is something too a lot of these kids kind of like use to kind of I don't know if it stir them in the right direction or the wrong direction, but it's hard because like I feel like popular culture is something that drives or influences, you know, the masses from like you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, for us it was a way of like basketball and sport and music kind of went hand in hand. So we're listening to like the Nas's of the worlds and the Jay-Z's to the worlds, but that's getting us pumped. You talk about playing your game and having whole tying your shoelace. That's getting you in your zone. Whereas for them, you have these, you know, new age rappers talking about going and killing your own kind. So I feel like, you know, a lot of rappers are very held responsible, but at the same time, if you can't take something positive from music and turn a negative into a positive, then you know you're kind of at fault as well, right?
Yeah, to be fair to the young boys, because I give them a hard time, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there was more balance during our era, but there was still a lot of the same crap in the music. Like, I don't like when people try to act like our era was just all beautiful and they were talking about the same things. There was more balance though. This particular artist had more balance as a whole genre. Now you're seeing more like one thing, op this, op that.
Yeah.
This and crazy, like it's more of that now, but they got it from somewhere, bro. And I feel like people like my era dropped the ball in a certain aspect simply because we don't take enough response. We talked about the dynamic between the young generation and the new generation and how like there's just disconnect.
Yeah, the
You
disconnect.
know what I'm saying? And both sides have part in it. The young boys are disrespectful. We haven't really reached down, but they didn't learn what they got just out of nowhere, bro. Like our era is not no innocent era, and I don't like when people try to pretend like our era was great and these young boys. Our era had more balance and stuff, but they got it from somewhere. So I think it's time for people like from our era to step up and say, "Yo, we made a mistake." Like the hoes and the Nas's and them, and the ones younger, and say, "Yo, when I was Big Pimp and all that, nah."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not, to me, it's not enough to just grow and develop out of it. You also have to reach down and say, yo, you see that?
Yeah, Ho went that, so hopefully you don't have to go through that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm even talking about like, these young boys don't really, I'm talking about even like an interview or something where it's direct. Like, yo, young boys, like, boom, like this is it. That, don't follow that, you know what I'm saying? They do say it in the music sometimes, but I'm talking about something more like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's crazy because, like I said, I really, you know, I don't know, bro. I just kind of tried to find new ways that I can connect to people that identified with being an athlete, growing up in the inner city, maybe having some limited beliefs. You know, I wasn't perfect. You know, I didn't walk a straight path, but, you know, I just wanted to try new things. You know what I'm saying? So that was my way over to kind of reaching back to the generations, because half of the times I go to play basketball with these youths and, you know, they don't respect or whatever, but it's just because I feel like sometimes in our generation, for the young boys, you gotta like be braggadocious. You gotta dress a certain way. You gotta drive a nice car.
Yeah.
You gotta really like brag about your accomplishments so they can understand. Like, yo, I did this. That's how you get their attention. Like, it's hard. Because if you're gonna be humble and wise, they're not gonna take you in. Like, what does this guy know? Like, who is this guy?
Yeah. That's why it's an art, yo. It's balance. You got to be able to, like, figure out, identify what they're into, be yourself, and try to figure out how to merge those two things. It's difficult, though.
Yeah, bro. It's definitely a fight, man. It's an uphill battle, bro.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm trying, and like I said, with
of course,
going and tapping into like the OGs, the people that found like you was able to do it for guys like me. So I'm just kind of taking some of that, putting my little flair on it, and hopefully I can have that effect, you know?
Everything's balanced, bro.
Yeah.
And, you know, like you said, you had your time, I had my time. And when I'm dealing with the youngers, instead of dissing what they're into, I try to tap it. Like right now, you know, last year, Nas released the album, and who else? Like Benny and all of them. And I listen to it, it's good, but I try to listen to the young boys, not necessarily because like I love, but I just want to see what's going on so that I'm not just being judgmental. And I can be like, yo, I get it. I don't agree with it, and now I can start but if you just don't know what it is and you're just, same with us. The olders just used to diss. So they didn't get a good response from us. So you have to tap in. Not necessarily like join, but tap in, understand it. And then you can approach, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Like obviously, you know, you're like a hip hop head. So what's like the difference like between like hardcore like East Coast rap music and like where it is now? Like when you look at like what is, I guess, Stillmatic mean to you now in this climate of the world in comparison to like King's Disease, which I think is a really good album.
King's Disease. The thing with Nas is that one thing I always say about Nas is not, out of all of his albums, none of them sound the same, not one. Like King's Disease sounds nothing like anything he's ever done. So, Stillmatic is just that time of my life. That was when, because I don't feel the same way. I still love rap music and hip hop, but like when I was a kid, that was like my life. I know life is bigger than that now. It's a part of life, but you know how they say ball is life, and that was like my life. So I listened to that album. Like I haven't listened to Stillmatic in maybe a year. Wow. I still know word by word. You know what I'm saying?
What's your favorite track off of the album? Well, the track that means the most to you.
That means the most?
Yeah, most influential.
Damn. I can't pick, yo. That intro is crazy.
Yeah.
You're the Man is crazy.
Fire. Yeah.
They plan was to knock me out the top of the game. What else? The at the end, what goes around, like just back then. Whereas King Disease, I listened to it, but I listened to Stillmatic, Blueprint, The Fix, like those years, and I listened to those for like months straight. Back to back. Whereas if it comes on now, I'll be able to do it word for word, or even if I forget, by the second listen, word for word again. It's like ingrained in my mind. You know?
And that's crazy because, bro, I remember going to like HMV with you. He's like getting all those albums, yo. You really were pre-streaming, like download digital era. You was actually supporting these artists and like really connecting.
Me and you talked about that.
Yeah, man.
Because I used to buy every album. I'm grown now, right? So I don't have time to like debate all day about hip hop and stuff. But back then, that was like your life.
Yeah.
So I used to want to know what I'm talking about. So I used to buy everything. I still have boxes at home, I think, of like the CDs and stuff. Wow. And back then, like it was the whole experience. So you buy the album, you rip open the plastic, and you open it up, and you see like who wrote the songs and the producers, and some of the albums had lyrics. So it wasn't just listening to the music, it was the whole experience. I used to buy everything, rap, R&B, like even if I didn't like the artist. That was like a thing of mine, my little money I had when I was younger, so.
Yeah.
Now I enjoy the music here and there, and then, you know,
but it's definitely like it's a different era.
Yeah. And you grow up and you have other things, you know?
Yeah.
I still love it, don't get me wrong, but I'm not upset. I used to be obsessed with it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'll take it, I think I'm at that point now because to me, what hip hop and rap means to me now means something totally different than it was when I was coming up. I'm more connected to it now because I know how it intertwines with like sports, movies, me taking in like, you know, Nas now and then watching Belly. I'm like, yo, this is ill.
Crazy.
Like, you get what I'm saying? And like, If I Rule the World means more to me now when I watch the video. Because the Dark Caesar with the fade.
Yeah.
You know, I remember you was the one that used to have the waves, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know,
it's messing up. I still got a little something.
Yeah, but it's crazy how much like a guy like Nas influenced the way we dress, the way we really want to carry ourselves, you know?
Yeah.
And then you obviously know Jay-Z for what he's doing now.
But you get older and then you start paying attention more to like the business stuff. And like I said, you still love the music, but now you're a man. So you're looking at the family stuff and that type of thing. I'm more interested in that, to be honest. Yeah,
man, because I think we don't give those guys enough credit for the transition from being a guy like Nas that was in the street, Jay in the street, Marcy Projects, to now Ventures, being the leader of the culture and leading by example, putting your own money, funding your own platform.
Crazy.
You get what I'm saying? So, like I said, when people ask, like, yo, like, how did you start the podcast, bro? Hove told us Hove told us the value in investing in yourself. Nip, bet on yourself, all money in.
That was my favorite rapper, bro. I still haven't even watched a funeral.
Wow, it's crazy.
That was my favorite at that. I've been listening to Nip since Bullets Ain't Got No Name. Like, I was listening to Nip 10 years ago, like, for real. So, but even talking about him, like, if you were like with Nip from the rip, you would be able to see
the growth.
Crazy. Like from Hustle Way all the way up to like, so that's crazy. Joe Budden, like to see somebody become bigger after they retire from rapping. All that stuff's inspiring to me, man.
And still staying relevant.
Yeah, he's way more, he's one of the most relevant names or faces in the game. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is inspiring, you know what I'm saying? That's why, like you said, you're doing this. It's because of stuff like that. Like, oh, for real? Yeah. Because in my era, that would have been corny. Joe Budden, you leaving rap to do interviews and stuff. Yeah. But it's a different time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's so crazy because Flex, Sway, all these guys that were spearheading this. Marv Albert on the basketball side, Bob Costas, Ahmad Rashad.
Legends.
These are guys that really did pave the way for the media side. You get what I'm saying? We're just following the blueprint that they set out for us. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's crazy you say that, man. But I feel like too, a lot of the legends don't get their flowers, bro. Like, I don't know if it's a generational thing, but when they're kings or they're in, this, like Jay-Z, for an example, a lot of people give him his credit, but it's like a lot of people like...
They throw stones.
Yeah, man, they throw stones at the throne, So I feel like generationally or as a community, it's really good to kind of body and give people their, like I told you, to give people their flowers, bro. I feel like, especially in the Black community, bro, like we don't really give legends their flowers, man, So... I don't know kind of what to say about that.
That's part of life though. Like when the more in the forefront that you are, you're gonna get flowers, but you're gonna get stones too. Like that's just human nature. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna just get 100% love ever. And the more notoriety you get, you're gonna get more of both.
Yeah, that's true.
Saying?
I think it's crazy. I'm reading the Blood Brothers with like Muhammad Ali and Malcolm X, and actually it talks about like the tirade of their friendship. And I think one of the lines that kind of like connect with what you just said is like Elijah Muhammad said like, you're gonna be grown to be hated when you grow to be a public figure. Like when... That's a
wise man. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, like
Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah, when Malcolm X was now going from the guy that was behind the scenes to now
Al-Hajj, being
the public figure. It came with a lot of like,
of course,
a lot of hate coming from the people within the Nation of Islam in these great places.
That's supposed to be a righteous organization. So you can't escape it, bro. You can't escape. You could have the most righteous organization or whatever. There's always gonna be that aspect of it, and you have to know ahead of time and just accept it, and then deal with it accordingly as it comes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So I wanted to kind of tap into what we do here called quick hitters, bro. So I'm just gonna ask you some rapid fire questions, and you kind of give me your answer. So I'm gonna start with your top 5 most influential hip hop albums of all time, in your opinion.
5 albums?
Yeah, bro. I gotta put you on the spot.
That's crazy. That's impossible, bro.
Yeah. Like if you could listen to 5 albums for the rest of your life from today on, what would it be?
Oh, so not influential at the time, just overall?
Overall.
Damn. Tupac, not All Eyes on Me, Me Against the World. Pac, Me Against the World. I can't pick 5, bro. That's hard.
Really?
That's impossible, bro. 5? You know how much hip hop I've listened to?
I know, but I'm saying like today you're knocking, you wake up, all right, this is like your go-tos, like, you know?
You're gonna be surprised. I don't really have, I'm just gonna go with that era then. This is just off the top of my head.
Yeah, not in order, bro.
So, okay, I'm just gonna go with that era, because when I was in high school and Blueprint and Stillmatic was out, that was like, that I don't think that's ever gonna be duplicated, bro. So I'm gonna put both of those albums in. Greatest Battle Ever, Tupac, Me Against the World. It's my favorite Tupac album. I don't know, man. I can't pick. I'm gonna say The Score, The Fugees.
96.
Yeah. And the first tape my mom ever bought me, it was Written. That's the first tape I ever owned.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and she's like, it had a parental sticker on it. So I'm like, nah, you know the song If I Rule the World? And she's like, all right, and she got it.
Bro, It Was Written is amazing, bro.
Yeah, I got that, and she didn't know, because if she knew it had so much cursing in it, she wouldn't have got it from me. Yeah. But I was like, nah, you know If I Rule Lauryn Hill. And I told her, I was like, yeah, Lauryn Hill's on. And she was just like, all right.
Wow, that's crazy. That's a powerful album.
I remember when we got it. I remember she was getting her own tape, and I was like, Mom, get me. That's the first tape my mom ever bought me. I used to listen to it every day.
Damn.
I didn't even know Illmatic existed. I was like grade 5, grade 6.
Wow.
I found out about Illmatic after Nas's 3rd album. After I Am, I heard everybody talking about Illmatic. I'm like, what is it? 98. I'm like, what's Illmatic?
Yeah.
But the things I heard Illmatic, but I didn't know who it was. My older cousin had it.
Damn.
So then when I heard it again, I was like, oh, this is what, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Damn, bro, that's crazy. I didn't even know that. Like,
I thought It Was Written was his first album until
because it had at that time it had the most commercial success.
That was his, like triple play,
because the Fugees was hot, you know.
Oh no, the Fugees was another.
Yeah.
Nas sold a lot of records, but the Fugees was like almost diamond or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
bro, man, like that's what I'm saying. Even in '98 alone, I'll just throw some albums out, like DMX's the 2 #1 albums.
Yeah. It's Dark, and then the one where you had the blood on. Yo, I used to know this stuff off by heart. What's it? Hold on, don't tell me.
Blood is my flesh is my flesh.
Yeah.
You had Jay-Z.
I went through a crazy X period.
Really?
X, when X first came out, that was like, because Pac just died, and X kind of fit right in with me. But anyway, sorry, what were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I was even saying 98 for rap album releases is probably one of the best years in hip-hop history.
Jay had what, Volume 2?
Volume 2, Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
That's where he blew up.
Money, Power, Respect. The 2 X ones, Nori with Super Thug.
People don't even know. Look at Nori. Look what Nori's doing. That's inspiring, bro. Nori's you know what I mean? So that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these guys, man, like, that's what gives me hope when I'm like, yo, how am I going to be when I'm 40? Because these guys don't play sports. They were in the street, and now they're in front of cameras. They're, doing platforms. Like, that's...
Yeah, you gotta be refined. But you see, in our culture, especially back then, now everything's accepted. But back then, that's like, you're considered selling out. Like to grow and to develop was like, you're trying to, like, you're supposed to stay toxic. You're supposed to be like us and be toxic and forever, you know what I'm saying? Wow. So things have changed now. Like, you can do different things, and I mean, like you said, there's still stones, but a lot of development, man. It's changed a lot.
For real. Okay, so top 5 hoopers. Your top 5
of all time. My favorite, or who I think the best is, or both.
All-time starting 5. He had an all-time starting 5 list. Who are you picking from point to center?
The best center I've ever seen is Hakeem Olajuwon. I'm gonna get in trouble. Tim Duncan is the best power forward I've ever seen. The best, I seen a little bit of Magic Johnson when I was a kid, but I was so young. I'm gonna say the best point guard I ever seen. That's tough, man. I seen Jason Kidd, I seen Steph, I seen Tony Parker is very underrated.
Shout out to the French.
By the time his career is done, I'll probably put Steph. I'm gonna put Jason Kidd there. Doesn't get enough flowers, as you say. 3, man, I feel like LBJ has to get it, but KD, boy.
I don't Slim Reaper.
I think KD, you know, everybody knows about the Mike, Kobe, and LeBron conversation. I think he's right there, bro. I think he's probably the most gifted out of all of them. Period.
Yeah, KD's nice, man. He's different.
Period. But he's not. He doesn't really get mentioned up there. So, but right now I'll give it to. I like KD better, but I'll give it to LBJ at 3. And number 2, you know me already. Number 2, I gotta give it to Jelly Bean.
Yes,
yo,
sir.
I love Mike. I grew up worshiping Mike, but Kobe.
Yeah.
So Kid, Kobe, LeBron, Timmy, and Akil.
Yeah, I know Kobe was obviously so inspirational to millions of people around the world, but what he meant to you, and you know, you kind of just, like I said, instilling like that work ethic, the fundamental, but the mentality.
Yeah.
Just being a killer.
Yeah.
You know, having that killer instinct on the court.
Crazy.
And then
I don't even talk about that, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
I don't even talk about that.
Yeah, and then top 4 most influential African American leaders.
Woo! 4.
Yeah.
You know me, I do like my series and stuff, so I got so much.
You can do it in different eras too, if that makes more sense to you.
Yeah. Influential, you said?
Yeah, so in different eras, if you want to go 10 years.
I'm going to go Khalid Muhammad, Dr. Khalid Muhammad. Francis Cress Welsing. Francis Cress Welsing, Anthony Browder, and Alhaj Malik Shabazz, Malcolm X. That's my guy, man.
Yeah. Shout out to Big X and all the influential leaders from before to get
all of them.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Even from Garvey, like you could go on and on.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I don't know anything. I don't know everything with these black leaders, but I want to give
Robert Mugabe. I'm just putting the names out so people.
Exactly. So I want to give people the opportunity to know, like, there's more history before.
Of course.
The X's of the world.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, way more. You know what I'm saying? X stood on some of their shoulders from before. They just, like you said, they don't get talked about. But we could go on and on and on.
Yeah, for sure, man. And then the last thing we want to do here before we end our episode is just, if you had a message to give to yourself back to when I first met you at 17, what would that message sound like?
Be yourself. Be yourself. Be comfortable in your own skin. And respect and study nature. If you respect and study that which you are a part of, then you'll be in the best position, and you'll be best equipped to succeed. You know what I'm saying? So just be yourself. Study that which you are a part of, and that's it. You know? Yeah, bro. Well, like I said, man, I really, I can't really put it into words, but, you serve for not only my family, but the people that came from the same roads that I came from, bro. But thank you for all that you've done for us. And like I said, continue leading us and being that avid, bigger brother that you serve now. I know we're all men now, but, the check-in is really important. And, just knowing your influence that you have on me, I know that I'm doing things from a good place. I know that the things that I'm tapping into now is starting to make sense, bro. You get what I'm saying? And from me to you, this is beautiful, bro. You know what I'm saying? I see the growth. It means a lot when you guys tell me that type of stuff. But from me to you, like, this is I get from this too. Like I'm trying to be more social and be out more, and you're bringing me out. As much as you guys say you got from me, I got from y'all too. So
Appreciate you, bro.
It's not just it's duality.
For real.
So I respect you guys. I love you and your brother and all of them, everybody. Yo, we could go on and on. We have memories for days, you know.
Yeah.
But you guys need to as well give yourselves your pat on your back and give yourselves the, you know what I'm saying, the props, because you guys are coming up and doing things that we didn't even do.
Appreciate
so
that,
much
bro.
love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man. We're just all trying to take it one step further, you know? So, like I said, man, the work's not done, but we got to really give ourselves, you know, the pat on our back, because we came a long way, bro.
Yeah.
We really did come a long way, and that's why I said,
crazy.
like,
This is, I mean, I'm impressed, bro.
thank you, fam.
Impressed.
Appreciate it, man. So, hey, checking out episode 5, Generation Ties, with my man, Akil, you know what I mean, chopping it up right here. Before we check out, we're going to give a quick shout out to our sponsors at Topic Wear for the boxer and apparel, as well as the All Black Market for online digital media content. So checking out here, I'm your host, Twin GQ. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.